So maybe you can start just by introducing yourself and telling me a little bit about your blog.
My name is Elise Bauer, and I run a blog called Simply Recipes. Simply Recipes has been around since, gosh, I think July 2003, so now 11 years. And it's basically just a journal, an online journal of how the recipes that I cook and my family cooks on a daily basis.
I have to tell you, when I saw your name on the list, I was really excited because I've actually gone to your site for years, and one of my favorite recipes is from your blog. And so I was like, oh, this is so cool. I get to talk to her. So tell me, how did you first discover your passion for cooking and sharing these family recipes?
So it was in the in the early 2000s. I had taken a break from work, and I'd gotten into ocean swimming. And this is in San Francisco, you know, and swimming in the bay in San Francisco. And I don't know if you know anything about swimming, but swimming, you build up a real appetite. And I had just turned 40, and I realized I really didn't know much about cooking the foods that I grew up loving to eat. And I was really, really hungry. And so I started calling my parents every week, saying, how do you make this? How do you make your roast beef? How do you make your enchiladas? And I would take notes over the phone, and I try to recreate it. And that's how it all started.
So you've kind of been a self-taught cook then these last 10 years and kind of become an expert on it. So what advice would you give for the beginning cook or the beginning food blogger and getting started out?
So food blogger, cook, totally different things. For the beginning cook, I would say, one, treat every cooking experiment as an experiment. And experiments fail. And if they fail on you, do not get discouraged, because all of this comes with practice. Now, advice for new food bloggers. I would say, and this is sort of odd advice, but to get a really good camera with a good lens. And by good, I mean something like a Canon Rebel. And by lens, I mean something like a 50-millimeter lens. And that, I think, is the beginning kit for any food blogger. And the reason is that photos matter. They matter a lot. The web is continuing to become a much more visual environment. To really to have an impact in the food blogging space, you want your photos to be as attractive as they can, and to really do justice to your fabulous recipes.
So they have a bunch of different panelists, obviously, at the conference. And are there any that you would recommend not missing for people to go to?
The way I usually do these conferences is I just show up, and then I look at the agenda, and I try to go to as many cool things as I can. I mean, there's just so much at the conference for everybody.
How has Skype allowed you to keep in contact with other food bloggers or readers?
When I was first building my website, I collaborated with a young man. He was at the time 14 years old in United Arab Emirates. His name is Arvind. And he and I were both trying to figure out the blogging platform that I was using. And we did that through Skype.
Now, Skype is challenging BlogHer attendees to purchase swag items with passion. So what pledge would you make to live your life with more passion? How would you live with more passion in your life?
So my pledge is to look people in the eye when I'm speaking with them. That's my pledge. One of the things that I've noticed with all of these sort of digital distractions that we're having with cell phone, with just email, what I'm finding is that my brain is more distracted, and I'm thinking, you know, I actually need to focus on looking people in the eye when I'm speaking with them and connecting them with them there, because the eyes are the windows to our hearts, and in order to continue to live from our heart, I think it's important to be able to connect through our eyes. So that's my pledge.